104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Well, good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Wednesday, August the 28th of 2024 at 6:01 a.m. with the whole gang, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And we're ready for our middle of the weekday.
Yes, I always look forward to this. Who is going to be wearing that gold-plated belt?
Probably not me.
Rapid fire quiz, 8 o'clock for an Omni Houston Galleria little staycation.
That's a great prize, by the way. I mean, Omni is such a fun place.
We don't give away crap here, man.
Yeah.
We give away good stuff.
Yes.
And they redid it years ago after what storm?
I think
Was it
they've had to
Harvey?
redo it once,
Couple
perhaps,
times.
They have.
perhaps a couple
We've
times.
had
Black
some
Swan.
natural
Poor Black Swan
disasters.
gets redone like $2 million and then gets flooded.
Yeah,
They
did
redo it
they?
again.
Did they finally just? They
redid it again.
they redid it again. Okay, I didn't know if they
really
stopped the Black
pretty.
Swan or not.
No, I think that
Because I've spun there a couple times.
Yeah.
Every time it's different.
If you're a Houstonian, you have Black Swan memories of some sort.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
some from some decade.
Yeah, because it's kind of like an underground club.
I mean, it's a club. It's a hotel club that's very fun, and people who are in the hotel for events will go down there to have drinks, and others who don't stay in the hotel will go there from the outside in. When I got married, 1 week later was Halloween, so we got back from our honeymoon. I put my wedding dress back on, and my husband put his tux back on. We ended up going to Halloween parties, and then we went to the Black Swan to dance. And people asked us, "Is this a Halloween costume or is this for real?" And we're like, "Well, kind of both." We've been married 1 week.
But it wasn't
Didn't
that
take it
night. Yeah, we've been wearing it for a week straight. Speaking of
That was
decades,
fun.
do you guys ever get those videos like on TikTok or Instagram where it's like it shows video cameras or recordings from like the 80s or 90s? Like I saw one this morning, like
Commercials?
No, just
or-
people have a video camera of just showing them at the like this one said. Was the 90s really like that? I can't remember. And it was like,
like
them
in
at
a
the
high
mall.
school or something? Or
This
the
one was at the
mall?
mall. And showing everyone.
I
Like,
have.
lady had like a choir sheet or something. I think they were about to do a choir performance in the mall. And then they had just people walking around, people talking, people looking around instead of looking at their phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Stuff you
So
forget.
Life was very different. The problem is when you click on those videos, then you're inundated with more of those videos. I mean, that algorithm picks up,
okay.
and then you
You must
start
Well, I mean,
getting...
if you watch it, then they're gonna.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why anyone that
You start
if
getting
you
all
look at
these
their
retro
thing and you see a
videos.
bunch of like naked girls or something, you're like, oh, bikinis, you're like, oh,
we know what they've been
we
looking
know
for.
you are.
yeah, I know what you're doing.
Show me your
Like
crib,
Sam, I
I'll tell
figure
you
like
you are.
you never really got to enjoy the mall if you're born in like '92.
We went to the mall.
I mean, when you're 2002, you're 10. You're not really
Oh.
enjoying the mall, like because I feel like in like 2004, the malls really weren't much. Like,
Well,
I
did
would
you
go
have
back
like
to my
mall
hometown.
days with your friends? Did your
Oh,
mom
yeah.
drop you off at the mall and then you get to walk the mall and hung out? At
I guess
the
when
mall?
you're under
Okay.
16, somewhere to go.
Yeah, and then the movie theater was connected to our mall, so
Okay.
you could go to both. And
Because you grew up with
and
no
Hollister
phones.
and Abercrombie was like the go-to place, and those were only located at malls.
Maybe just for the good-looking people.
For the good-looking people.
There was a thing for a while that Abercrombie and Fitch didn't want you if you were
Yeah.
ugly.
Oh well,
Only hot
I
people
was
could
a
wear their
welcome.
clothes.
One time, they even asked me if I wanted to apply.
Oh, man, that means you're a hot
I
girl.
felt so cool.
Most of us
And
are.
I
Hot
dated
girl.
a guy that was a model for Abercrombie.
So they
His
asked us
name
to
was
leave.
Calvin.
Picture it didn't happen.
So is he the
I
guy
wonder
with no
what
shirt
he's
on?
doing now,
And the
actually.
jeans, and he just wore the no shirt?
Yes.
That's so weird.
He was like the greeter.
Stop.
Like, hey, welcome.
We're going to pull him up during the break.
We should find him.
Do all of you...
It's so weird to do that at a store.
Yeah, and like it was
It
okay.
is.
Like you're like 16 and they're like, hey, you're going to have to take your shirt off and
Yeah, that's
stand here and
creepy.
tell people to
That
come
is
into the
creepy.
store.
It's just as creepy. It's creepy.
Wait, were they 16? I thought they were like of age.
Oh, maybe. I don't
writing
think
Well,
that
if they
line.
asked you...
So you're
well, no,
telling
you
me
weren't.
there's
You weren't
an-
there topless, though.
There's an Abercrombie casting couch.
Well, yeah, like if
Must be.
you shopped there, I don't know, this is how it was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. If you shopped there and you were attractive, they'd be like, oh my gosh, you should apply.
Yeah, casting couches if you sleep with them to get the job. I don't
Yeah.
think you're sleeping with them to get a
I
job to
wasn't
spray perfume.
sleeping with anybody
Right,
to
there's
try
no
and...
casting couch
It's just
for the
a-
Abercrombie job.
They see that you're
No.
pretty and they go, hey, pretty person.
Okay.
Pretty person.
But I had
We accept
braces,
you.
so it didn't.
Is your
work
mall
out.
still in existence? I mean, I get such a kick out of looking at these videos of abandoned malls because, like, half the malls in America just really went by the wayside. It's amazing what makes one still succeed. Like Memorial City still going strong. That was my mall as a kid.
But they're all the
growing up.
same. That's what made us all have the same kind of. That's the kind of reason we can talk about experiences on malls.
Yeah.
Like the same kind of store, the same kind of pretzel place, same kind of corn dogs, the food court. Like we're talking about the place. We had a place called Disc Jockey. That was our cassette place. We could buy cassettes.
Oh, that
and
was the music
CDs.
store?
Oh, really?
Sam Goody.
Sam Goody?
Those are expensive.
Yeah, Sam
I worked
Goody.
at
I
Sam
think
That's
Goody.
expensive.
Yeah.
Sam
Okay.
Goody was a record store.
So where
It's called Sam Goody.
where
It's a
City
record
Center
store.
is
You bought
now
CDs.
used to be the Town and Country Mall. So this mall was only in existence for like, I don't know, about 15 years and just never really took off, you know, because Memorial City's so close to it. And yeah, I worked at the Sam Goody. It was on the same floor as the food court. Once the food court closes down, you know a mall's on its way out when it's going
Did
to
we ever do that where you write down every job you've had? You must have got fired or
Million
quit like
times.
every 3
I
months.
quit that one. Yeah, oh yeah.
Why'd you quit that?
Because you've had like 12 jobs.
I didn't have a car. My car got crashed and I couldn't get to work, so I had to quit.
But
They
then
were
what'd
not
you
happy
do?
with me.
'Cause you need a job to make money to pay for a car.
I
Right.
did. I would hitch a ride with my one friend, and I started working at, you know where Garden Ridge, what's Garden Ridge Pottery now called?
At Home.
At Home. The one out in Fry Road. I was doing, like, I picked up a job doing construction, like just cleaning up the
Yeah, there's no
debris.
Uber when you were a kid. By the way,
Right.
my buddy Woody, he does a show in L.A. I heard him talking about he does Uber for kids for his kid.
Oh, wow.
Have you heard that? It's like it's
There's-
only
Like
five.
to take them to school?
It's like people that have 5 stars no matter what, a bunch of stuff. And during, he has a thing where with the Uber for kids, you can push a button and you can listen in on that person's phone in the Uber to hear them talking.
So you know they're
is that
safe.
The California
Yeah.
thing they're prototyping over
That's what I was
there?
wondering. Does anyone
So
like
bizarre.
Twan? He does Uber. Is that a thing here in Houston?
Well, think
You
about
can text
it.
us at
All you hear is us in
37530.
and you can follow them, and then you can follow them, and then you hit this button. You can check in on them, and you can listen in
It's
to
not
their
a bad
phone.
thing if you're a single parent and you're working 3 jobs and, you know, you can't be in 2 places at once.
I know.
Even if you're not working 3 jobs, you can't be in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
You have multiple kids. They have multiple activities, and most of them will overlap by 10 minutes. And you cannot be on 2 different sides of town at the same time.
you were as a parent, but then you're like, is Uber safe for a kid?
Yeah, I
for
don't
a
know if I would.
15-year-old?
I'm not definitely not ready for that.
Are
but
they
I
any
did
more
get an ad,
screen-
Eric. I'm a member of Alto. ALTO is a company that started here. They're in Dallas. I don't know what other city they're from, but you know, I get their emails and stuff. And I could have sworn I saw one about teens. Something about like
Does-
a teen subscription.
Does that mean that the Uber drivers have to sit in the drop-off line?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know if that's what they do.
The horseshoe?
I don't know if that's what we're talking
People
about.
from school.
I don't think you're.
Or the pickup line?
Yes, you could.
I mean, they have to get dropped off and picked up. That's what Uber's going to do for you, right?
A lot of schools will have. Do you want to be a carpool kid? Are you going to be a bus kid? Or are you a street kid? Meaning, like, there is like the corners of the street perimeters of the school. The kids will walk from the door of the school to those corners where all the parents are waiting there.
Oh, okay.
And that's how neighborhoods like yours, you saying they clog up your street and everyone parks up and down the street. Parents will do that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the first
No
2
drop
weeks of
zone.
school,
Excuse me.
the first 2 weeks of school this year
Cones out there.
was real rookie. The first 2 weeks of school this year, I witnessed the real rookiness of like the new parents of the school who clogged up a street they weren't supposed to be on for pickup because there's only one street you're supposed to like file down.
Yeah.
If you try and cut through the neighborhoods, then you're stopped because the line is.
Past it, you have to go to the right and do a U-turn.
Let me use this as an example. Right here at Gessner and Westheimer, there's a neighborhood street named Valverde, and then the streets go back like that. So imagine if you are on Gessner and the lines just go down Gessner, so you can turn right on Westheimer. But then some parents thought, well, let me go down Valverde, and I'll try and get in there.
Like
now you've
that.
blocked all of
yeah.
Valverde, so that the people who are trying to go in and out of Valverde, like FedEx, UPS, regular people, there's total gridlock.
Yep.
And it just, for like 15 minutes, you're just sitting there staring at each other like, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go?
And then when you can
Where are we
go,
gonna
that person, you got to let that person in, and then it causes.
Yeah, it was
Hot
very,
mess.
And they're
tense.
cheating the system because they're not waiting in line like the people.
I don't
Yeah, it's very
like people
tense.
that don't wait their turns.
I
That's
think
right
they
up
just
there
didn't
with
know.
the
I think they
murders on
just
the
didn't
freeway.
know. That's
The
up
people
there.
that merge at the last second.
Stealing sodas, that's up there with that. For
Yes,
me.
it is.
Nothing serious,
Sodas.
but just enough to tick me off.
Stealing
We're going to do that in
sodas.
like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
People that are-
Klepto calls. Klepto calls. That's what we're doing. We talked about this at the end of the show yesterday. What are you
stealing?
What are you stealing? Like, because you're thinking, oh, it's just a harmless take.
Because we found out 2 show members steal all the time. It's like, what?
It's not all the time.
I wasn't going to say names, but I guess now that we know.
We know what the K stands for. Klepto.
He's pretty
Or does
good.
it begin with a C?
No, that was a mod.
No, this is
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Is the real like?
Was Ryan
that's
here
Steven.
yesterday?
I know.
I had
You've
nothing to do
stolen
with
You guys
any
look
of that.
alike.
No, you've
Mr.
stolen drinks
Steven.
before, Kevin.
Drinks?
Yeah.
Kevin's not a thief.
The Sprite water thing? You've done that, haven't you?
No.
Kevin doesn't even drink sodas
No, I just
Yeah.
I get the real water.
unless he gets a Mountain Dew.
Water. He's just cheap. He won't even pretend like he's gonna get.
Yeah, he just like, I don't
goes
even
straight
want
for the
that.
water cup.
No, yeah.
Because then
You're
his
right.
teeth will
Wants the
rot. He has to go to the
water cup.
dentist more. Cost more money.
Wants the water
adding
cup.
up.
Somebody texted us at 37530. Uber Teen has emailed me several coupons and ads recently here in
Those new?
Houston. So
Uber
Uber
Teen.
Teen.
Okay.
That is the thing. I just swear I saw that too because I have Uber, I have Lyft, and I have Alto. So I did all 3 of those randomly. So I get their messages and their updates and blah, blah,
Who do you
blah.
think's the best? Like, between those 3?
Depends on what you want to do. I mean, Alto, I found them when I had ankle surgery and I won't leave the house. And when I finally got stir crazy, Alto will drive you a lot of places. You know, Uber is point A to point B, and that is it.
Yep.
Alto, they'll come to your house and you tell them, okay, please take me through the Starbucks drive-thru. Please take me to the grocery store. We're going to pick up this. Please take me to my daughter's volleyball game.
Plus, they use Alto vehicles.
Yeah, they're all.
Like,
it's not their
they're
personal
issued.
vehicles.
You know, sometimes
It
you
is
wonder,
all
like-
Alto vehicles. They will look exactly the same.
You paying that money for that upgrade, and then you get in the car, it's like
Smells like cigarettes.
stinks, or it just
Yeah.
it's like this car should not be what it was what I'm paying for.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not-
this
that's
Alto
no
is a
Uber Black.
uniform vehicle, has rules.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, like we said, 8 o'clock this morning, a chance for a staycation at the Omni Houston Hotel. It's a 2-night stay with a chance to win a cabana by the pool. Coming up next, stories like this, when I see them, I'm like, Eric's head's going to explode.
Uh-oh.
Eric's head's going to explode. The rich just get richer, and they're taking our form of broadcast to do it.
Oh, I saw this yesterday. In a way, I'm happy for him, but I'm like,
I roll.
such crap.
The Kelce brothers. I'm going to call them Kelce's because we learned it's Kels.
So that's what we got to do, guys.
Versus
One of us has to
Kelce.
sleep with someone famous and then date him. Anybody?
I mean,
we're all married, so we're all
It's debatable
Work.
what made them super uber famous. Is it their footballing? Is it the Taylor Swifting? Is it the funniness of like the silly doty dad that Jason Kelce is? But now they're about to make hundreds of millions of dollars.
to talk about football.
Hundreds.
Oh, God.
Not just
The rich get
tens.
richer.
We'll do Scoop next. Here's your weather.
It's going to be a little bit cooler, high in the high 80s. I like this. Like a week ago, it was over 100, but might see some rain today. Right now, it's already 79 degrees and 613 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
And Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Randas. And as Jason Kelce played for the Eagles and Travis Kelce played for the Chiefs, all right, it's just one of those stories in sports of 2 brothers who made it to the pros, like the Watt brothers. All 3 of them are NFL players. We've had baseball players who are siblings that make it, and basketball players who make it, like the Antetokounmpo brothers. One for the
Oh, yeah.
Lakers, one for the Bucks.
2 for the Bucks, 3 for the Bucks. Or 2 or 3 at one time.
Have they?
There's like a third one too. Third brother.
Well, there's 4 brothers.
And I think 3 played for the Bucks at one time.
Did they really?
Wow.
2 didn't play. I
Oh
don't
man, that's
think.
amazing.
So you got a family dynasty.
So then here comes this film crew that thought it would be a good idea to film Jason Kelce's real life on the cusp of what would have been his retirement year. This is before Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were ever a thing. This thing got filmed. It was on Amazon Prime. I remember watching it, thinking that's kind of funny. And it catches your attention when you it first starts because it's kind of like that. What's that music, Kev, you have like when you're looking for something and you're walking around, that funny music we have? Bum, bum, that one. So imagine it's kind of like this. And he's walking around his house. He's like, babe, you see my Super Bowl ring? Babe, have you seen my Super Bowl ring? And he doesn't know where it is. The Super Bowl
Must
ring.
have put that in a
Right.
safe. They never
Doesn't
bring it
know
out.
where
How do you
it is.
misplace
He's
that?
looking in boxes, like princess boxes of his kids' toys, and he finds it in the console of his car, buried under all the junk.
Oh, he ended up finding
He
it?
did. He finds it in the console of his car, and I was thinking that's kind of funny. So it's kind of like this funny oaf. Like if you don't know football and you don't know his personality, because people who love Eagles and people who are Philadelphia fans are like, "Oh my God, Jason Kelce, you're a god." Okay, here comes Travis and Taylor. It turns it upside down on fire. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Kelces, the Kelces, the Kelces. They started their New Heights podcast, and that was just kind of doing its thing. I mean, in the Kelce documentary on Amazon Prime, they do the first episode. and they don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't know. We just sit in our houses and talk to each other.
How long is their podcast? You click on it, and how long is it?
To be fair, I've only seen clips.
I've never actually clicked on the actual podcast to hear a whole New Heights
So it's like a
podcast.
20-minute podcast?
No, I think it's like 45 or an hour.
Oh,
Sure, it's
wow.
gotta be.
And they talk. And the thing that really caught fire for it is because Travis was dating Taylor, and then Jason would kind of like drop little Easter eggs and little crumbs and be like, oh no, Travis, oh, you want to talk about the new person in your life? And then it just went on fire. And they're charismatic guys. I mean, look at how many commercials Travis Kelce's got.
Oh, he's
got so many more endorsements, more than his Chiefs contract.
He'll probably be in every other commercial this year. I saw some stat that he's in a crazy amount of commercials.
Yeah, and he's
going to get over Kelce.
Yep.
Yes, because he's his net worth estimation for 2024 is $70 million. $30 million for Jason right now, and now they just signed a $100 million podcast deal for 3 years.
Is it once a week?
With Amazon?
That's insane.
Is it once a week, or do they do it like every day? Or
They
Can't be
have a
every day.
lot of episodes. I don't believe it's every day. It kind of seems like it's sprinkled in maybe once a week, but they're anywhere from an hour to an hour 41 minutes.
Oh, wow.
But they have already
Kind of like our raw feed.
98.
How long do you want to go with it? Just whatever
Yeah,
you feel.
right.
It could be 20 minutes. It could be.
So it's like 150 episodes. This deal,
Okay. They'll make their money
and they
back,
get
that's
$100
for
million
sure.
dollars.
And as opposed to football, you could sign $100 million football deal, and like your signing bonus, like I don't know, $5 million or something, and that's all you actually saw because your knee got knocked out, or
they cut
your
you.
ACL, your elbow, they cut you. You don't see that $100 million. This is $100 million. Like they don't have to play another
50
day.
million each?
I mean, I know that
Wow.
that Jason retired, but Travis never has to set foot on the field ever again if he doesn't want to because it's done now.
Right.
Wow.
Once he marries Taylor.
We're doing,
Fiance-
we're doing the wrong thing, guys. We're working 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, people say, I have a podcast. Well, you're not making any money on that. This is a total.
Wait a
like,
second.
Like
Travis,
him and Jeff,
like,
Joe
isolated.
Rogan,
Joe Rogan,
Kelce
podcaster.
Brothers is like 10 others. Is like
Money.
everyone looks at that. They all think like radio. Everyone thinks like the Howard Sterns of the world or Ryan Seacrest.
No.
56 million a
It's
year.
very limited.
This deal for the Kelce brothers has exclusive ad sales and distribution rights
Is
to
Travis-
their weekly podcast.
Is he engaged to Taylor?
No, not
No.
yet.
That has to
I'm
be
sure that was at the
confirmed.
pitch meeting. His agent said,
It'd be
he's
great
going
if
to
you
probably get engaged. This show's going to go even higher. He's going to get married. They're going to talk about the wedding, babies. This thing is on fire.
We're gonna have a Lock on Taylor fans for the next 3 years.
Oh, that's
and then
definitely what they were
we
thinking.
broke up, Bill.
You break up, we'll get a good year out of that too.
That's big ratings, too.
Travis Kelce became a stakeholder recently in a racehorse named Swift Delivery. Just for fun. Little fun fact.
Got a lot of money then.
Don't you hate though when you
delivery.
were on to people before they got famous and now you're like eye
Yeah.
roll?
It's
'Cause
like-
he was in that whole dating show.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought he was hot and I knew him before everybody else. And
What
now
was the
everybody's
show
so
called?
obsessed with him.
Catching Kelce.
Catching Kelce. And I was like, yeah, that dude's hot. Okay.
But
and
did you
that's
think
when
he
I
had
liked
anything?
him.
Did you like his
And
like?
I liked his swag. Yeah, I thought he had good swag. And then
He's
all
kind of
the
like a
girls that he
meathead
dated.
that's funny. Like a funny meathead.
Absolutely. But I mean, I like.
But that's human nature, Sam. I mean,
You know?
I think we've all had, like, maybe we followed an artist
And now I'm like,
that we really
eh.
liked. And then all of a sudden they break big. They become part of the mainstream. And you're like, I was on board before they were famous.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel about him. And now it's like,
I don't care
Taylor,
anymore.
you can have him. I don't
Yeah,
want him
whatever.
anymore. Whatever.
Wondery, who is the subsidiary of Amazon that signed this deal, the Kelce brothers, also announced an $80 million deal with Dax Shepard last month for his podcast.
Wow.
I didn't
So
know
they got
Dax
lots of
Shepard
money.
was that
A
popular.
lot of shows like podcasts. That's what they do. What mostly bores me is they talk to celebrities.
Yeah, that's not
I
exciting.
just get bored by them. But it's a celebrity talking to celebrities, so that I think celebrities are more
Giving?
inclined to give more info.
Like you like the one with Jason Bateman and that group of
I
guys.
like that, yeah. But I like that because it's got a gimmick. Like it's what Jason Bateman. What's the guy from Will and Grace? Sean Hayes.
Yes, and I'm having
Will
a brain
Arnett.
fart. Will Arnett, that's right.
That
So-
show. Have you seen that one, Ryan?
No, do they give the goods or spill the beans? Like, is this what it's like when I was filming this?
I mean,
or-
they BS a little bit, but then the whole thing is I'll bring in a guest, and you guys will have no idea who it is. It could be a celebrity, it could be a famous, like an author, it could be somebody.
Before you
Oh,
see
that's
them, you
fun.
mean?
And so
or
then they
they're
just-
looking at them, they can't
No, you
recognize
guys,
who
so
it
they
is.
just bring them in, and then you guys have to just go. You have no
Yeah.
prep time, no nothing. You just have
we
to
can
just
do that.
wing it, and it's fun. They
It's
actually
not
had a
fun for us to do it, Ryan, because we've done that before, and
have.
we're not famous like that, and it doesn't take fire. But when
like
Jason
Robert De
Bateman
Niro
does
or
it, it's
Matthew
funny.
McConaughey will go on there and it's like, hey, I've done movies with you guys, so they have experiences with them. So
oh, that's cool.
it's really cool. It's they have a documentary. Is it on Apple?
I don't know.
One of them where they followed. Basically, the whole show is them eating food. They talk about eating food and roasting each other in hotel rooms.
Years ago, there was a show on CBS, and it was like some murder mystery show. I can't remember, some investigative show. And, this is when they used to have all like the second and third actor players call radio stations to promote this show. And if you ever saw the movie The Craft.
It's about witchcraft, right?
It's 4 girls. It was kind of like Heathers, but with witches.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Craft.
They remade
do you remember
it.
Robin Tooney from The Craft? She was like the most innocent one. She was on this show on CBS. She was like the not the main star. She was like the secondary star. So Eric forgot that he had booked this interview. And we're like, oh, man. But we had a meeting and kind of like none of us were watching the show. And so we had an intern of the day, whoever it was. We used to have so many fun interns. And we said, you know what? You're going to interview this person today. I don't remember what that girl's name was, but she was like, oh, okay. So she goes into production 2 where we go to do like podcasts and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Robin Tooney calls the line and she thinks she's going to get interviewed by this radio station about the show on CBS. This girl, Eric did not tell her who it was or what she does. He said, you're going to just figure it out. Just figure it out. She's like so petrified.
Sam once.
Yeah, you did that with the turkey ball. It was the
turkey butterball hotline operator?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Interview the
See,
guy.
when we do it, it doesn't make any news.
No.
But we've been doing that for a long time. And the Robin got so mad. She was so disrespectful. Like, what is this? Do you guys even know what I'm here to talk about? Like, you're wasting my time.
Oh.
She was so mad. So when I see anything that remotely might have her face from the 90s or the early 2000s, I'm like, oh, yeah, she hates us.
She hates radio.
She doesn't remember us. She just remembers radio. Like, stupid. Bozo.
By the way, it's Smartless. That's what it's called, right?
The show?
The podcast with
I was like, the Robin show was
but
Smartless.
Everyone was texting about Smartless as the podcast.
Okay.
It's really good. You'd like that.
Have you heard Rob Lowe's? Literally.
That's what he calls it?
Because he always said that in Parks and Rec. He's been literally.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's got
carried that
podcasts.
over to
There's
his
so many of them.
podcast.
Theo Vaughn,
Everybody's got
people
podcasts.
reminding me. I see that on TikTok. Most of these I see just little clips.
That's how on
never
Instagram. That's what I follow.
But it never makes me want to go listen to the whole thing.
No. Someone texted, call her daddy. That was a big one that I follow. But
She just signed a big deal as well.
Yeah.
But I wonder, is this like the Wild Wild West? Like they're spend all this money and then they're going to find out in 2 years they didn't make anything.
Yeah.
Is it like the .com blitz?
Yeah, like remember that
Where
late
everybody
90s?
was like, oh, yeah, the .com.
That's where a lot
Every
of
Super
people
Bowl
made their
commercial
money.
was a .com, and they all just folded and made zero cash.
I mean, that's
Like a
how
total
Mark Cuban made his fortune by creating
Well, he
a
was
thing.
lucky because he had business.com.
He had broadcast.com.
Oh, broadcast, that's right.
and then he
Broadcast.
sold it, and he had a partner, and he got $5 billion.
But he still had money. It wasn't like Mark Cuban was sleeping on the couch. I read an article yesterday. This guy that owned ran Peloton.
Mm-hmm.
He was worth like $1.8 billion during COVID because everybody wanted a bike.
Yeah, the Peloton. Yeah.
Eric.
And then I bought it before for my wife's birthday, but she never.
Uh-huh.
And then it just crashed. And now he's like, I have no money now. But then you read it, he's got like $250 million.
Oh,
it's like
I'm
it still
living
sucks.
in squalor with
He said he had
$250 million.
He had to move out of his East Hampton $55 million mansion.
Oh my God, $55 million! I can't.
$55 million.
I was watching this thing about football players
So he
and
had to
how
sell
you
it.
don't know how to spend your money. And this one guy, I don't know which guy from the 2000s, he built a 56,000 square foot house on his football contract. Where the guy is like, you're only going to be playing for like 3 years. Can you even pay for this mortgage? Like,
56,000 square feet.
And it was him and like, he was going to move his mom in there. I can't remember which guy it was.
It's like a hotel.
It was so insane. It was so insane. Some of these houses that are built, like all the space. And now what comes across my Instagram is abandoned mansions or something, or IG mansions or something. And it's like, would you move into this mansion? And it's like these gorgeous mansions that have gone empty because for whatever reason, they were left foreclosed on, whatever.
Yeah.
And you have these giant lots with these giant houses with these big staircases.
Because the upkeep
and they're just
on
like
those
raccoons are
things.
living in there.
It's like Jeff Bezos
it's
with
like
his
the raccoon hotel for the Ritz of raccoons.
his yacht. Remember you talking about that last week?
Yeah.
His yacht was like it's $25 million a year just to maintain.
Well,
Everybody wants
it's
a
a quarter of
yacht.
$1 billion yacht. That's what it is. Raccoon Ritz. All right, coming up next, we're going to pick up our conversation at the end of the show yesterday, asking you, what do you feel like is just a petty move? It's not harming anybody. What are you taking from places?
You mean
it's
steal.
Klepto calls.
You're stealing.
You are a stealer thief. You're a thief.
Sam takes, what is it? Ramekins?
Ramekins.
There is no proof of that.
Except
That is
for
all
special case.
hearsay.
I have a witness over here.
I heard.
Hearsay.
33
Credible witness.
833-390 KRBE is our phone number. 833-390 KRBE. What have you taken from somewhere that you thought, they're not going to miss
You
this. It's
liberated
fine. You worked yourself into. You justified it for yourself while you're taking it.
I deserve
Nobody's getting
this.
hurt by taking
I need
this
this beer
ramekin.
mug. I had a good night tonight drinking out of this place.
I had such
These
good
beers
luck.
are $12. I
I've
deserve
given
this
him enough
class.
money.
Yeah.
I paid for this. I'm taking it home, making my collection. 833-390-KRBE. Let's hear from you next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Back to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Alrighty, so
Klepto calls.
what have you stolen? Is basically what we're asking. 833-390-KRBE.
It came up yesterday at the end of our show talking about things that you might take liberties with at restaurants or bars.
I saw a person just stealing a soda, asked for water, and that ticked me off.
Go up to the fountain drinking and put
Well, this person
Sprite
was
in.
Purposely said she was buying a water and went to the Sprite.
But she was ticking me off before that, the attitude, the stank she had in the line.
Little
And
Karen-esque.
then I see that. I'm like, I ain't going to say anything, obviously. It's not my fight. And
But
it's
that's what started the
it's
conversation.
just water with some syrup in it.
Yep.
20 cents it probably cost.
Then Kevin called out Sam and said she takes the ramekins with the sauce and
I
puts it in a
don't
Frigo
always
box.
do it. It happened like maybe
But I'm sure you have to have matching
3 times.
But these
So
are
you
the
have to have at least 3
ceramic
or 4.
ones.
No, they're the
glass.
No, they're the metal
Glass-
ones.
metal.
Oh.
So you've got a little collection of metal ramekins.
Because they're perfect for
dipping.
dipping.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they probably thought too when they bought them. These
Yeah.
are perfect for dipping in our restaurant.
Gosh,
You ever
where do-
thought
where's
about
all our
maybe buying
ramekins?
them?
These are great. Sidlay's on the line at 833-390-KRB. What have you
I'll tip you more.
justified is okay to take? Hi, Sidlay. Good morning.
Hello.
Lynn.
What did you steal?
Or
Yeah.
acquire.
Please
Just
make
call
me
it.
feel better.
It's stealing. What'd you take?
So I wasn't actually the one that stole it. It was my dad. So we were dropping my sister off at college. This was not that long ago. This was like a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
And
Statute of limitations.
and so we went out to this restaurant, and they had this little ceramic mouse that was holding a light. And it was like
Like decor?
and my sister, she liked it. Yeah, it was just decor. And my dad just grabbed it.
What?
He just
Like, was it on a
took it, and now
shelf
my
somewhere
sister-
near your table, or was it by the hostess? Like, where was the mouse holding the light?
It was like right on our table, and my dad just took it, and my sister has it in her dorm now.
Oh, my gosh.
And how'd you smuggle it out of the restaurant? In your sister's purse or your purse? Who was the carrier?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's laughing at
She's
mine.
giggling, yeah.
And now that's your sister's funny little, oh, daddy stole that for me.
It's a memory.
That's a good memory.
I'm thinking women steal more than men now because you do have the purse.
Yeah, we got the big
Oh,
bag.
yeah. We don't
Yeah.
walk around
Probably
with
a
a
little
big
bit easier.
satchel.
Yeah, I can't put a salt pepper shaker in my pants.
You could if you really wanted to.
That'd look weird. Well, I can really enjoy this food.
Very strange.
Sinlay, thanks for calling the show. If you have a picture of this thing, send it to us at 37530. I want to see this
mouse.
ceramic mouse holding a light.
Yeah, do that.
Holding a light. Elizabeth is up next. What have you justified that it's okay to take from a restaurant? Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
So when I was in college, I was obviously super broke because I was student teaching, and they don't pay you when you're a student teacher. And I would go to restaurants, and I would take toilet paper.
Ah, okay.
So, like
The individual
rolls of
tissue wrapped toilet paper that's in the little stack.
Well, a lot of times they're
or are you
bolted
taking,
in.
or are you taking that giant bulk one that's huge and you don't have a holder
Yeah,
for
you
it?
can't get that
Like a
off.
wheel of cheese, it looks like.
I've done both.
Oh my
I've
God!
done both.
Because you can't
So
really use
the-
that
the
big one
roll-
easily.
Now, do you take that whole thing off, or do
Yeah.
you just like roll it and then fold it and then put it in your purse? Like,
Take the whole
So
thing.
I would open up the container because that sometimes they're like not locked, and it's not a real key. It's just like a plastic little bit that they shove into the little keyhole.
Ah,
and you
okay.
open it.
oh, really?
And so I had some big purses back then. I don't know. And so I just would grab the whole thing, and I would have friends that would come over, and they'd be like, why do you have this huge, like, industrial toilet
The
paper?"
industrial, and it's so uncomfortable.
The industrial wheel that has to like sit on a
It's
shelf.
almost translucent. It's so
My
thin, the
gosh, Elizabeth. Well, like you
Yeah.
said, you weren't making a lot of money and you needed some TP. My
Yeah.
God.
That's
Yeah,
like
I
pure
had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
And you felt no guilt
I
like the next
understand.
guy, he had to poop, and then he was, oh, what do I do now?
No.
Like,
No,
oh,
because
no.
I always went to big chains. It was like a big chain, and there was always more.
Feel like
or
you're
it
not
was an
hurting 'em.
extra. I never took it from the stall if there was only that roll left
Okay.
because I didn't want to screw the person over after
Well, also,
me.
Elizabeth, some restaurants I've gone to
yeah.
lately, I just see the stack of individually tissue wrapped rolls of toilet paper. So that makes
Yeah,
it
it'll
easier
be
on
like
you to take
socks or
because those
something.
actually fit your roll at
Yeah.
home. I guess.
Yeah, but if I understand. I feel like the boys in my college used to do that all the time.
Steal the toilet paper?
The football house, I'm calling them out, aka my husband and all of his friends. They would even take like the paper like your napkin dispenser from our dining hall, and that's how they would have napkins at the house. They would just the whole dispenser. No, they would just go and get another dispenser.
Oh my god!
And they would throw it in their book bags because they were football players, so they always had like their gear.
Big book bag.
Yes, or the big old rolls. Like if I was over at Mark's house and I had to use the bathroom, I would go in and it would be the big old roll that you would get from.
Oh my god! Shannon's up next.
You have a plunger in the middle of it to hold it.
What have you justified to take? Like, that's fine. I'll take this. No one's going to get hurt. Shannon, good morning. What'd you take?
We happened to walk out with a life-size stand-up version of George Strait.
What?
You took a George Strait mannequin?
Wait, how did nobody see you?
Huge.
Where was George Strait as a cardboard cutout? What was the event where George Strait is a cardboard cutout?
This was early 90s, and he stood 6 feet tall. And I told one of the softball players, it was the end of a tournament. We were all sitting at a little clubhouse bar. I said, I want George. I need George at the house.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think
in
about
the bar? They had a cutout of him because he's just an artist. They play on the.
Now this might be crazy, but did you think about maybe asking them, like, could I buy that from you?
Didn't ask. No. It's kind of like at the grocery store when you see one of those really cool cutouts that you would
of the meteorologist.
The meteorologist, from ABC.
Tim Eller one. I used to want that one, but
there's a Taylor Swift one for sale at a like a place that sells tween clothes. It's like $130, and they're like, no, it's actually not for sale. That's how much it is, but
Those
we won't
things
ever
aren't
sell
cheap.
it. Because they've been asked so many times, can I have this for my kids'
Now
birthday
they have them on
party?
Amazon for all the different celebrities.
So people who steal steak knives, people are saying they're stealing steak sauces. Ahmad told us yesterday he's stealing hot sauce from Chipotle. Let's see. Oh, gosh, Jamie, this is a tricky little game. Jamie's stealing something that somebody else was already using. Hi, Jamie. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Girl, tell me how old you were when you were about to tell us what you're about to reveal. How old were you when you did this?
Well, I just did this last week, and I'm 47.
Oh, stop.
Oh, my God.
Tell everyone what you're doing. Ew.
So I went to I had went back in my 20s to Carrabba's wine dinners, and I happened to take my daughter after I got her ears pierced about a month ago, and I saw, they have these wine dinners. I'm going to go because I just need some time to myself. I have 2 teenagers, and I'm like, okay, and I'm having a fabulous meal. Well, there were people behind me that were there just for the food. They weren't drinking the wine.
Oh, so
they don't drink alcohol. So these were full. You know what I mean? They actually weren't drinking out of them, which was nice, because I was like, but they had, and it was 4 courses. There were 4,
different wine for each course.
So you were not sitting at the table with this couple.
The couple off the table behind me, and their other customers saw me. They're like, "You go, girl."
Wait, you stole
Are
their
you
wine?
sure they didn't sip out of those glasses?
After they left?
Yes, she's taking undrank wine from other tables.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did you pour it back? Did you get a funnel? How'd you get it back in the bottle?
Or you just slam it there?
I didn't take them all. I only drank a couple.
She's drank out of the glass.
Oh, you
right?
just, I thought you
she's not taking
Yeah.
just fresh
There.
glasses.
That's the only one I
If
agree
you're
with.
sure that they were untouched, fresh glasses of wine, it's less
I
ink.
heard the people behind me say that they didn't drink, so
okay.
it looked like they were complete. And I kind of looked, I
then
wasn't
there's-
planning
look for the
on it.
lipstick
I didn't
line.
want
There's no
to, I'm
harm.
going to take that wine. But when they left before me, and I'm like, those wine were just sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Why is this wine going to go to good waste?
That's
I mean,
right.
that's
Mom
no
ain't
harm
gonna let
there.
that go to waste.
Can we
just-
time
they
out
have
for
to
1
put it down the
second?
drain.
Hold on, time out 1 second.
At full price to take home from the wine dinner.
Okay,
And
Jamie, I understand
won
that.
some sort of raffle where they gave me one too.
Nice.
Okay, so if the table behind you didn't drink the wine, but also they had fettuccine alfredo and shrimp, and they only ate the shrimp, would you eat the untouched fettuccine alfredo?
But they're touching that though.
Oh no,
No, that's different.
That's all the same
That's
plate.
totally different.
That's like saying they had it's one of those fancy drinks with a bunch of fruit in it, and
Yeah.
they bit it off and then put the toothpick back in.
then you wouldn't drink
that.
it.
Then
Then you're not
Nobody's gonna
touching
do
it.
that.
It's wine.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there. Why not? If anything,
They throw it away.
It was breathing more. It's probably more
yeah.
It was
delicious.
sitting out like a decanter.
Yeah.
Hey, it's time for KRPG's Roula and
We don't
Ryan
condone
show to tell
stealing.
you what's going down in H-Town.
Yeah. Shame on all you people. You should not be doing that.
Okay, so if you'd like to save a little bit of money, you're a property owner, maybe you had some damage due to the derecho, you can actually apply for a temporary disaster exemption, and that could lessen the load on your property taxes this year. Yes, you must apply by Tuesday, September 3rd. Now, physical damage includes any structure on the owner's property that was damaged in the derecho. If you're looking for that exemption, it's really simple. Go to hcad.org and just click on the forms and then general information and look for Form 50-312. Form 50-312.
Thank you.
And you can lessen your property tax.
I
Not
hope
bad.
so. I can't wait to see what kind of difference that makes because, I mean, I had $8,500 in roof damage.
Whoa.
So let's see if we can
make sure you
recoup on
apply
that.
for that
$18 million
exemption.
in mental damage from gripping that little Rover dog thinking the house was coming up around you.
Oh, that's
During that
sweet little
derecho.
puppy.
Oh, by the way, $1 million Mega Millions ticket was sold in Houston, and nobody has claimed it. Time is running out for the winner to claim the prize. It was sold back in March, on March 19th. They matched all 5 numbers, missed the Mega Ball, but whoever bought this winning ticket, they got it at the All Season Food at 2411 Antoine.
That's lost.
It's $1 million
That's $1 million
winning
bucks.
ticket.
You would have cashed
$1 million.
that. It's not like $100 million.
Somebody
where you
watched
hide it.
that. They have no idea that $1 million just got washed
They have to
away.
claim it by 5 p.m. on September 13th. If they
Yeah.
don't, they've lost $1 million.
Then who gets it? Does it go to the teachers?
No, the
No.
money's, if the money's not claimed, it goes back to the state for programs approved by state legislators.
Which is
Yeah, they have a
nothing.
big party.
I'd like to see that.
I approve it from my back pocket.
I got to pay for my billboards and commercials.
Right. All right, coming up next, Special K's got a prank call.
Okay, imagine getting hit in the parking lot by someone who works at your apartment complex. They blame it on you. Now you're in trouble for having different colored cars because you're replacing the parts on it.
You have an unsightly vehicle, sir.
You're running
on our
off
property.
prospective tenants. Let's get that car out of here, guys. Let's get that thing out of here.
Yeah.
Get that unsightly thing out of here.
We're going to hear that prank call next on The Roula and Ryan Show.